Okay, welcome back everybody. We are here for session 2, the under 57 kilo women and the under 74 kilo men. Joining me in the commentary booth is Beth Parker. How you going, Beth?
I'm doing good. Excellent first session here. I'm excited to rip into the second one now with the ladies and gents.
Yeah, let's quickly run through the predictions. So, based on previous best lifts, we have a first place prediction of Semi Kratz on a 425, but very close behind Sophie Dobson on 420.
It's not much at all.
No.
That's going to come down to who just plays the day right. One missed lift just means that door is going to be open for everyone. But, you know, these girls, they know what to do. They're both very experienced when it comes to the sport. So they just got to do their attempts and make sure that they don't leave anything in the tank.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then if they miss any lifts, Daisy Brooks right there on their tail with a 405 total as her previous best. If we quickly look at the men's as well in the under 74s. We had a late pull-out from Stephen Day, unfortunately, due to an injury in the last week of prep, which we hate to see. And that leaves Kayan out in front, 742 with his total, with a clear lead there over Edward Zhang, 710 being his previous best.
I wouldn't discount Ed, though, especially if Kayan makes a mistake. Ed's going to be there. He's very experienced, very rehearsed when it comes to powerlifting. This is Ed's 4th or 5th year, I believe. So he's definitely looking for that window of opportunity if it's open.
Absolutely. And then Alan's out right behind on 707.5. It's only 2.5 kilos there separating Ed and Alan from their previous attempts. So we're going to see some good battles all around in both weight classes today.
We're just about to go. We've got 40 seconds to our first lifter comes out. We're going to have the women's flight first with our 52s, or 57, sorry. And then the men's will come out in the second flight. So that'll be about 30 minutes for anyone watching for the men's. Our referee's getting into position here. Just want to take a second to thank our volunteers at this meet on the live stream. We want to thank our sponsors as well. We've got City Strength, who is sponsoring this meet and making it possible for us to run one at the national level. Also, big shout out to Strength Streams, getting us on here.
Hopefully this afternoon will be a bit smoother. We've sorted out some internet issues. Apologies for that this morning.
Alrighty, Claudia will be the first lifter out here, coming out of Process Powerlifting, coached by Alex Hayes. Everyone's getting in position. After Claudia, we'll have Kaina and then Jessica. Now, Claudia, this is her first nationals as an open. She's been in the juniors for the past 2 years. Coming out of Sydney, she trains at City Strength, the gym. So first comp in the open nationals. It's a whole new game for her here, but she's been prepping really well. She's a very experienced lifter. 120 kilos on the bar for Claudia. Now you're going to see throughout this session, everyone's going to have a little bit of a different setup, a different approach to how they take these lifts, and that's what they've built up, each to their own leverages, each to how they're built. The only thing we need to make sure is that we wait for the referees to tell us what to do, and we go all the way down. That's the most important part here. There we go, 120 there for Claudia. Moved really comfortably. 2-1 there, so Claudia has been dealing with a little bit of depth issues. Some lifters are going to find it easier to go all the way down, some aren't, but that doesn't mean they shouldn't squat. And she's doing such a good job finding her rhythm with that. 120 was a beautiful squat there, so we'll see how she goes. You only need 2 white lights in powerlifting anyway. You don't need 3. You don't need to be perfect.
The only challenge we have here today, Beth, is that we do have a jury, and if they get 1 red, the jury can have a look. They've left that one. Oh, they're still debating it.
I think she might be in the clear.
I think so.
Yeah. It's actually our first jury in Australia, which is very exciting, lifting the standards of these competitions. So Kaina's coming out now. 122.5, coached by Kelvin from Hustle, Strength and Performance. And she's coming out of both the wellness department and breakthrough in Sydney. She's a nurse, so extremely tough work hours here. I love seeing the different backgrounds that people have and they're still able to show up and perform at this level. It's insane.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see how her opener goes here.
122.5. Beautiful. Really, really nice squat there from Kaina. 3 white lights. That is a good lift. So next up, we have Jessica with 122.5. This is actually, fun fact, Jessica's second comp ever, and she's already at a national level, which is just insane to see these lifters coming through. So she's coached by Alex Foman from Grounded Strength. And the bar is loaded for Jess. Second comp ever at this level. We'll see how she goes.
Probably have a bit of nerves here for the opener.
I actually train with her in the same gym at All In Barbell in Sydney, and she likes to take her time with these things. She's, I wouldn't say neurotic, but she thinks about what she's doing and she makes sure she does it properly every single time, and I'm hoping that that comes out here today.
Let's see.
After Jess, we're going to have Sarah and Alicia. I'm not too sure if that was all the way down there. We'll see what the referees say. 2-1, so one referee agreed with me. But now we have to see the jury.
Looked okay on the replay angle, but that is opposite to what the jury can see.
Yeah. Seems like a good lift so far. We do have to wait. There is an exclusion period that the jury can overrule. They're still deliberating. But in the meantime, we have Sarah coming out next for 125 kilos. Now, I also believe this is Sarah's first nationals as well. She's coached by Jacob from Adaptive Strength. Okay, so we have got news that the jury did overturn that from Jessica, and that's just one of the other elements that's going to happen here at this national competition. So Jess will get another chance at that. She's got another 2 squats. She can come out and redeem herself. Sarah, 125. Like I was saying, this is Sarah's first national championship. And that was great. Very comfortable looking squat there for Sarah. I don't think there'll be too many issues with that. 3 white lights.
She's a little bit twisted there on the way down, but didn't slow her down at all. So
didn't seem to. I think she had a lot of push on that too. You see that with the narrow stance lifters. They kind of have nowhere to go but up. Next up, Alicia. After Alicia will be Sophie and then Justine.
And the bar is loaded for Alicia. Let's go.
Alrighty, Alicia coming out of Canberra, coached by Liz Craven. So 127.5. And that was another great opener there. Very strong.
yeah, that flew.
I think that was our quickest one yet. Beautiful 3 white lights. That was a good lift for Alicia. Sophie coming up next. Now, we'll throw your minds back to the start of this flight when we spoke about our predictions. This is Sophie, who is nominated second currently, only trailing by 5. And this is where we're going to see these lifters. They need to make these attempts. Sophie coming out of Tasmania, coached by Jack. I believe she trains at Leviathan, I believe, down in Tasmania.
So many powerlifting gyms
There is a
in
lot.
Hobart. It is absolutely crazy.
It's insane. There we go. I didn't see too much of a slowdown there, but it wasn't our quickest opener. And 2-1. 1 light there, which is a red for depth as well.
Let's see. It looked right on the line on the replay side.
Yeah. There's a bit of a waiting game with this jury, but the coaches are smart. They know to wait to make sure.
I see the jury just
They
gives
just
a
get
thumbs
thumbs
up,
up.
so no issues.
There we go. That is great. So Sophie is on the board. We have Justine coming out next, then Natalie, Samantha, and then we'll round out this flight with Daisy. So Justine is doing 135 kilos.
Only just below her best ever of 140.
Oh, that's insane. Taking a time here to set her feet, the lifters do have a minute to get into position and let those referees give them the command. Well, if 140 is a 1RM, I think that's going to come down today very, very easily, maybe even on the second.
Yeah, she smoked that.
No doubt. 3 white lights. Good job there, Justine. So Natalie is coming out next, 137.5. I'm just having a look over at the table. I think Justine is actually coaching herself today, which is even more impressive.
Yeah, she's putting her own attempt in.
So lifters can have someone helping them. But Justine's here doing it for herself. Very admirable.
Super stressful. You only have 60 seconds to put your attempt in, and you come off the platform full of adrenaline and just walk straight past.
And almost have no one to talk to about it too.
Yeah.
So she's got to be on the right train of thought, thinking about what she's doing, but not too much. But we'll see how she goes. She's put in 140 on a second, which is going to go after that all-time equal. Now, we have Natalie, 137.5, in the corner with Stephen Day helping her. Very controlled squat there. We're definitely getting a range of squatters coming out here. Some fast drops, narrow stances, wide stances. We're seeing it all right now.
She gets the 3 white lights there. It's a very nice opening attempt.
Alrighty, our first nominated Samantha is coming out with a 140 kilo open arm.
Up next, we have Sam Pratt, and she is taking 140 for a spin. Bar is 11 for Sammy.
I actually think Samantha's come down a weight class.
She did 57s back at 22 nationals, and then she had a year or so off, but I think she may have done 63s last year. You're
I
right.
have a feeling she's done 63s and come down, so it's good to see these lifters going through ranges in their life. They're trying to put on some muscle, go up a weight class, but they have the option to come back down again. 140 kilos. Plenty of room there, which is awesome.
Yeah, and Sammy did have that 18 months or so off when she had a bub.
Yes.
Now back in the game well and truly.
Yeah. And our last lifter of the flight here, Daisy, coming out of Strength Club in Perth, holding it down over here. Some West Coast representation's always good.
Yeah.
Now, this is this Daisy's first Open Nationals as well?
She did Newcastle. She was still a junior then, but she
right, yeah.
did Newcastle, but yes.
She's not scared of the challenge at all. 142.5 here for Daisy.
Has aged out now, though, so well and truly into the Opens.
She's one of the older people now. Best ever squat is 150, so we're only opening 7.5 under that.
Prep looked like it went pretty good, so let's see what she can do here today.
That was a great squat. I just want to see if that was too depth. Referees 3 white, no doubt.
Yep.
It's hard from this angle, I will say.
It is.
We're relying on the cameras just as much as the live stream. Alrighty, so now we're going back to our second flight for our first lifted round. Lifters will have 3 flights or 3 attempts to do each lift. Claudia's opted to go up 5 kilos to 125. After that, we have Jess, who's going to get her chance to reattempt the squat. And then Kaina is after Jess. Claudia also rocking the new Nova kit from City Strength. Looks awesome.
It's amazing how many people have already got it. I don't think it released like
I know,
2 days ago.
All right, 125 for Claudia here. Good fight there. There's still a lot of room. Claudia is really good at grinding on the squats. 2 to 1, just the same as her opener. We'll see what the jury has to say.
Yeah, that is her pattern. She kind of goes back really quickly, gets tipped a little, but just pushes through it, and she can grind. So let's see how much extra they add here.
I think there's plenty of room on that for her.
Yeah.
Best squat ever is 128, so they're in the window to try and chip that. Jury is still having a look, but it seems that they're giving it the all clear. All right, Jess now coming out 127.5. She's gone up from the opener. She did miss this on depth. The jury overruled it. But you can always choose to go up. You don't have to repeat the same, especially if it's easy. It might have been a bit of nerves.
Yeah.
Like we said, it's her first nationals. And every time you step out there, you remember why you're doing it. You remember what you need to do. Much deeper.
Much deeper, but if you look here, one hip is significantly higher than the other. So here on the replay side, absolute depth, but the opposite side hip that the jury has the angle on was an inch or two higher.
She's got to be careful then on that third. But it was 3 white lights, so the jury can't overrule that.
That's what you want.
Something to note here, everyone's got a different angle. It's quite interesting. But Jess is on the board, thankfully. So all our girls are on the board now, which is what we want to see at these competitions. Kaina now coming out, 132.5 kilos. She's jumped 10 kilos from her opener, which is a huge jump, especially for our lighter female lifters. But it was very easy, I will say. Best squat ever is 135, so she's only just under this at the moment. Looking to smash that on her third, I believe. I have to assume she's probably going to try and lock in a 140. Plenty of room on that too. That was a really nice squat there, Kaina. 3 white lights. Kelvin's happy. Boss man's happy.
Boss man's happy.
Double thumbs up. All right, Sarah is coming out next, 132.5. After Sarah, we've got Alicia and then Sophie. So Sarah's opted to jump 7.5 kilos from her opener. It moved really good. Sarah's got a big support crew here too. For a Sydney lifter, she's got a lot of fans coming out of Evolve Performance in the eastern suburbs of Sydney. The lifters have a full minute to set themselves in this position. It's good that Sarah's taking her time. Again, really nice attempt. It didn't slow down at all, really.
No, I think that was actually better than the opener.
Yeah, 3 white lights as well. A bit less twist on that, I would say.
Yeah. Might have just had a foot slightly out of position on the opener, but she's corrected it there.
I do find with the narrow lifters, the narrow stance, they can't really drop too quickly. Otherwise, they get shot out of position. So maybe that was just a bit of a clean up there. Bit of a chat in the back room on how we can come out and do better. But she nailed it on that one. So next up, we have Alicia, 137.5 kilos. She jumped 10 kilos as well. These girls are taking huge jumps.
It's quite funny how different squatting out of the Alico feels compared to like the ground levels and that sort of thing. Just that little bit tighter. You don't quite get as much movement.
Much more rigid.
Yeah.
So you really have to wedge yourself in because the rack is not going to move at all.
Great second attempt there for Alicia.
Plenty of room on that. She could be good for another 10 on that too. It's insane.
Tons of depth.
Just waiting for refs, but that is 3 white lights. Sophie now coming out, 137.5. She's jumping 5 kilos from her opener.
Just below the previous PB of 140.
And then after Sophie, we'll have Justine and Natalie. So again, Sophie's one of those lifters we'll see here who's going to take a lot of time on the way down. She's not going to drop in too quick. Bit of a scrap in the middle, but again, Sophie's known for being able to grind through a squat, but unfortunately, it is high. 2-1 on that with 2 reds, unfortunately. So that is a no lift. I think the jury is having a look.
Yeah, so the jury can overturn both directions. So we are looking at their screens now to see. I think it was right on the line, I think. Yep, no lift.
So she'll get another chance at that. It'll be important that she comes out and makes up those kilos because she's in that battle for the top. And that's what Jack has done. He's put in the same attempt there for Sophie. So she'll get another chance.
It's the absolute right move. It was already a little grind there in the middle.
And exactly what we spoke about. You don't know what's going to happen with the other lifters,
No.
so you just got to take the kilos that you know are there.
That's
She's good for it on the strength. We have Justine now coming out 140, so this is a equal all-time PR with an opportunity to go higher on the next one. It's a really nice squat.
Yeah, touch harder than the first one, but not much.
2-to-1 there on the depth. So that was also just because she didn't go all the way down to the referee's standards, but we are going to wait and see what the jury says.
I think she'll be okay from the angle we've got, but let's see.
So Natalie's going to come out now 145. She's taking a 7.5 kilo jump from her opener. She's hyped up. Wow, this is the energy we want to see at Nationals.
Especially this early in the comp. Takes a bit for the crowd to get warmed up.
Yeah, well, also, this is already over her last comp best. So last comp best was 142.5. She's already doing 2.5 kilos over that. So that's an amazing amount of progress here. Let's see how she goes. She seems hyped up. She seems confident.
Moves well. Gets the 3 white lights. Grabs the PB. She's got more in the tank. Here comes Daisy Brooks now. 150 on the bar, equaling her previous best. I think she would have hit at Night of Champions potentially late last year.
This is equal all-time for Daisy. Huge. These girls are hitting their best on their second attempts. They're all making insane progress here. That looked deep enough to me. I think that looked deeper than the opener.
I think so. From our angle, it looked fine. Let's see. Yeah.
There you go. No doubt. Diesel days.
Yeah, super narrow stance on the squat there, so gets the 3 whites.
Now, Samantha coming out, currently projected in first place. She's taken a 12.5 kilo jump.
Wow.
From her opener. So we're seeing big jumps here and big moves from Samantha.
Okay, so previous best of 160. I'm not sure whether that's at this weight class or the one above, but let's see how this one moves.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
With heaps of room there too. I think we're going to see a PR today for Samantha. 3 white lights. That is a good lift.
Yeah, I would have been comfortable if that was her opener, to be honest. So.
Yes, honestly. But, you know, for some lifters, it's easy till it's not.
Exactly.
Some lifters are able to grind it out, like we spoke about with Claudia, who's going to come out now. She's ready for a scrap with these squats, whereas some lifters, it needs to be easy for them to get it. And that's the beauty of this sport. Everyone's going to have a different approach. Everyone benefits from different things. All right, Claudia. This is now our 3rd attempt for our 57 kilo class here. Starting off with Claudia, 130. This will be a 2 kilo all-time PR. It's fired up here. This will mean a lot to Claude, so 130 kilos, all-time PR attempt here. She really fought for it down there, and like I said to you, she wasn't going to quit on that. Let's see what the referees say.
Yeah, let's check the depth. Oh.
Unfortunate. She leaves nothing out there, though, and that's what I love about Claudia. Alex is going to go over to the jury and see what they say. I think there was a head shake there. So, look, 2 on the board for Claudia, ending on 125 for the day. Now, next up, we have Jess. They've gone up another 5 kilos to 132.5. She's got 1 on the board, so I think we might be able to see a little bit more of a better approach here from Jess. Pressure's off on this one. You just got to go out there and do your best. I know about you, Chris, but those first attempts, they still get to me.
Oh.
No matter how many years I've been doing this.
Especially at a national event.
Yeah. And it's with a jury watching you too.
Jury,
oh my goodness.
There's cameras everywhere. You're in front of a grandstand. It's like there's a lot.
All right, come on, Jess. 132.5.
Depth looks good.
Now
Moves well.
she did clip the rack. I'm not sure if the refs are going to look at that for assistance. We'll see. Yeah, Ryan did. Yeah, so when the bar or the plates hit the rack, it can be considered assisting the lift, especially because in that case it stopped her from tipping forward. So I think that was a really fair call, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks like one ref gave a depth card on that higher hip.
Yeah, which is the side you spoke about as well.
And then the assisting card from this side.
Have you considered reffing? Have you considered reffing? He's spotting it from a distance.
Maybe if I'm not live streaming one day.
Never. Never. Not in this powerlifting scene. Alrighty, so we have Sarah coming out now, 137.5, jumping up 5 kilos from her second.
This will equal the previous PB.
And then after Sarah, we've got Sophie, then Kaina. It can be the hard part of that narrow stance. You can run out of room at the bottom. Let's see what the referees say.
Oh, she may have cut it. Let's see. Oh, no, all good. 3 whites.
Maybe we're not referees, Chris.
Maybe
that's
we're
why.
not.
But no, great job there. That is 3 white lights. No doubts from the referees for Sarah. Excellent work. All right, Sophie getting a chance at redemption here with 137. She didn't miss this on strength. She got the lift, but she just has to take it that little bit deeper.
Yeah.
And that can be the hardest part. That can make or break a lift. So we'll see. It's not safe. It's not guaranteed here. Sophie's going to have to work for it a bit.
But she's going to need these 5 kilos to stay in the hunt.
100%. I just don't know if that was all the way down there. She did try and take her time.
Let's see. Oh.
2-1 good. We have to see what the jury says, though. This is the hard part here.
Now, interesting, she got a blue card there. Which could be for knees not completely locked.
It was quite a soft lockout.
Yeah, or downward movement, but I didn't see any downward movement.
She was quite hunched over at the top there, but that's just that low bar position.
Jury has overturned, so unfortunately, she'll walk away only with the opener.
Look, we're on the board. It doesn't cancel her out here.
No.
Sophie has a massive bench press by any weight class standard, so she'll come out here and she'll have a chance to make up some kilos again. But in the meantime, Kaina here is coming out with 140 kilos, so absolutely huge jumps from opener to here, but all of them have been moving really well. And this will be a 5 kilo all-time PR for Kaina. Something interesting is that there's actually 5 lifters, including Kaina, who are within 5 kilos of subtotal right now. And so that lift means a lot to help her separate from that pack. 2-1, 3 white lights. Well, 2 white lights, I should say, 2-1. But we'll see what the jury says again. I don't think there'll be any jury interference with that.
Just said hand. I just heard the MC say the hand might have come off the bar, so if the jury spot that, they may overturn.
Well, I think Jason staying out loud might have helped the jury spot that.
I was going to say, maybe the MC shouldn't say these things.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see here. Now we have Alicia, 142.5.
Alicia's had a stellar performance here so far. There's been room on all these attempts. I actually think this will move quite well, considering how she is in form today. There you go. And she knows to wait to at the end. She's not budging for anyone. 3 white lights there for Alicia.
Okay, Justine out now. She's going to take 145 5 kilo PB if she's successful.
Just got word that Kaina did get overturned. So that is a no lift for Kaina. So it is going to be quite a scrap with these ladies, all separated by 5 kilos on subtotal between the 365 to 375 range. And Justine is one of those lifters in that fight, so she needs these kilos here. It's going to be a 5 kilo all-time PR attempt.
And so for Kaina there, I think it was the hand coming off the bar. So the hand must stay wrapped around the bar the whole way through the lift. I'd say she's opened up a hand at the top, and the ref and the jury have spotted that, unfortunately. But she's still on the board. It's all good.
All right, Justine, 145 kilos, 5 kilo PR attempt. She gave it a good crack there. She wanted to make sure she went all the way down, but unfortunately it's a little bit too heavy. Alrighty, to round off this flight, our final 3 lifters in the 57 kilo squat session. We've got Natalie, Daisy, and Samantha.
Seven and a half kilo PB if she's successful here.
And this is a big milestone too, 150 kilos.
Yeah, it's a big squat. Getting up close to that 3 times body weight.
These girls are strong, man. God.
Yeah, lots circling around that 400 kilo milestone here today.
Yep.
If they have good days.
Big push here. Unfortunately, she gave that her all there, though. I commend the effort there from Natalie. Unfortunately, it's a little bit too heavy today.
And some of the big names from the 57s from previous years not competing today, so lots of chances for some new faces on the podium.
And I think that's a good thing about the sport too. It's getting new faces in, bringing new competition in. Lifting the standard from all levels, new lifters and old lifters.
Absolutely.
No one can get comfortable in this sport.
No.
Alrighty, big diesel days. 155 kilos here. This will be an all-time PR squat in competition. She's fired up.
150 was good.
It was really good. I felt like she had a much better depth and control, got the first attempt nerves out of the way. That was a really good unrack too. The unrack can tell a lot in these situations. She's going to push through. We'll have to see what the referees say. It's close on the depth.
Yeah. Ooh, is it on the line? No, all
3
good.
white lights for Big Diesel Days. She loved that one too. That is huge for what's coming up later in this fight for the podium for the ladies. And to finish off this flight is Samantha with a massive 162.5 kilos, which is a 2.5 kilo all-time PR squat. Like you said, postpartum, coming back.
Wow.
It just shows that anyone can do this. The sport of powerlifting is great for that reason, and Samantha is a great lifter. 2.5 kilo all-time PR attempt here. She's good for it too. She knew it halfway up. What an amazing attempt there from Samantha. I don't think there'll be any doubt.
No. 3 white lights there. Great lift.
And so as it stands with our female section of the lifters, Samantha is in the lead on forecasted. Then we got Diesel Days on second. And third is Natalie.
Wow.
We've got some big lifters change. Like we said, some people are good at bench press, some people are better at deads, and that just means people are going to start pulling away in different directions. So they've now got a chance to go rest up for a little bit before they get ready for bench. Now we are jumping into our B flight here, which is our 74 kilo men's session. We first have Jared coming out, then we have Jason, and then Chad. So Jared's coming out for 195 kilos, coached by Lennox. He makes light work of that. So for people watching at home, I should say, we really want this first squat to give us some room for the day. We don't want it to be too hard where there's no room to jump up. We want to make sure that this is another warm-up that sets us up for the end of the day.
Interesting there. Just got a blue card. I did see the knees might have been a bit soft at the top. Let's see if the jury spots it.
Jason's doing a really good job making sure the jury spots it. No hope for these lifters, but here comes Jason.
At the end of the day, it is nationals, so...
Look, standards need to be upheld. Jason, training out at SPC Performance in Sydney, also coached by Alex Foman of Grounded Strength Solutions. Jason actually cut down from the 83, so he's been competing for about 4 years, 5 years, and he's now cut down from the 83s to 74s, but I believe that squat might have been a little bit high. Yeah, unfortunately it was just depth from all angles there. All right, next up, we have Chad coming out. 205 kilos. Chad is a veteran of this sport. I believe this is his 9th or 10th year of competing in powerlifting. Wow. And I only know that because I've been doing it at the same time as him. Chad is a massive bench presser, and that's where he's going to make up a lot of his kilos, but he's actually also cut down from the 83 kilo class. So a lot of these guys have been working towards trying to better themselves, hit new goals, hit new targets, especially for someone like Chad who's been in the sport for such a long time. It's nice to chase something new, I believe. So Chad training out of Breakthrough Fitness in Sydney. I do believe he coaches himself, but he's being handled by Lennox and Danny today, fellow Breakthrough athletes. After Chad, we have Misha and then Alan. That was great. There was plenty of room on that. I don't think there'll be depth issues. 3 white lights there for Chad. Alrighty, so Misha is coming out next. 220 kilos. After Misha, Alan, and then John Paul Kalki. Misha being coached here by Edward, also known as Squid, reigning out of Sydney. And I believe he is rocking the new Diversa strip on the t-shirt there, which is a company between Ed and Ed, just to confuse you.
Nice and controlled into the hole.
Very nice attempt there. At least for me, what I'm looking for is if the lifter slows down at a particular point or if there's any deviation of bar path, but there was a blue light there. I think that was for soft lockout as well. And sometimes you see this where all lifters have to return to upright position, hips and knees are locked out, but some lifters are going to be rolled forward and hunched over forward a bit more than others, and refs can perceive that in different ways. I don't think the jury has anything to say about this, though. We'll just wait and see.
Yeah, given you got the whites from the sides,
yeah,
should be okay, hopefully.
Alrighty, so Alan's coming out now with 227.5. Something else to note is this is a quick flight of lifters. This is only 9, actually 8.
8, yeah.
So they only have 8 minutes realistically between everything. These spotters and loaders are working quickly, which might not work in their favor in this case. You kind of want to have a little bit more time between.
Well, that moved easy.
Very easy there.
3 whites. Yeah, and it really depends how these lifters train back at home as well. They're taking 10 to 15 minutes between attempts.
Yeah.
They could end up in trouble, but...
Alrighty, probably the most experienced lifter here today. I believe I saw a statistic on his story that this is his 35th competition.
There you go.
He was a junior world champion in 2014 and 16. He was at my Junior World Championships that I went to. JP opening up with 235 kilos. He's also someone who's gone through different weight class changes, and we see this a lot with people who have been in the sport for a long time. So he was 83 for a little bit. He's found his way back home to his beloved 74 kilo class. And based off the speed of that opener, it's looking really good for him.
Yeah, he's got plenty more in the tank there. Gets the 3 white lights.
So we have 2 lifters left in this flight of openers, Keenan and Edward. And so these are the two big dogs projected in first and second. But I will say, based on how Alan and JP are moving, I don't think that's safe depending on how these guys are going.
Yeah, absolutely. It's anyone's game here today.
All right, Keenan coming out, 247.5. He's had an absolute blinder in training recently. I've been up to date on the socials. So I'm excited to see how he goes on the platform today.
So we've got best ever of 270, so opening well below that. Plenty of room to move.
Good so far.
Looks great. And he is looking absolutely shredded. I don't know how big a cut he had to do, but...
These lighter weight classes, they're really peeled.
Yeah.
Could be any stage that they're going up to. All right, our final lifter of the flight is now Edward Zhang. And Ed, as mentioned, is quite an experienced lifter. He just went through his years of juniors not too long ago. He was junior 74 kilo champion. As a junior, he totaled 700 kilos and earned the nickname Goated. So this is 250 kilos.
.22 below his best, so this should move nice and easy.
Again, representing the new Diversus drip. I got to give him a shout out. Lots of push there. This is going to be a fun squat session.
Yeah. 3 white lights, no issues with that. Plenty of whip on the bar as he stands it back up. He's got tons more in the tank.
Yeah. Alrighty, so we're going to wrap back around here now. Jason's going to go first just to get a reattempt at this opening squat. He did miss it on depth, and like we've spoken about here, sometimes it's nerves. You know, nationals is no joke here, especially with these added juries, cameras, lights, everything like that. So Jason just needs to trust himself here. It's good that they've reattempted this. Get one on the board and you can have some fun on your third. After Jason, we'll have Jared and Chad.
Jason's best is 225 from my notes here, so he should be able to absolutely smoke this one. Just needs to be a little bit deeper.
In the 83 kilo class though, so he has cut down.
Okay.
That was definitely deeper.
Let's see, it's just so hard to tell from our angle. There we go, 3 white lights. He's on the board.
Again, we love to see that. So far, all our lifters on the board in squat in the women's and men's flight.
Jared now. He's going to take 207.5.
So he has a best squat of 230 kilos, but like I said, I think there's a lot of lifters here that have come down. I have to assume. And then after Jared, we're going to have Chad and Misha. And based off the attempts that JP has put in, this is definitely going to be a fun session. He's keeping up with Keenan and Ed here.
Yeah, you definitely can't write him off.
Look, that was a great attempt there. I feel like there's still plenty of room on that.
Slowed ever so slightly in the middle, but nothing to worry about. So let's see.
Look, the second needs to be a little bit hard. We don't want to leave too many keys on the table.
So he may push back up over the 215, 217 mark maybe on that third.
Righty, next up we have Chad. So best ever squat of 240. I do believe this was at a USAPL weight class previous life. And so now at a lighter weight class of 74. Look, it was a little bit hard, but again, I think standards are great here for Chad. And give it a bit of a grind on the next one. We'll see how he goes.
Yeah, 3 white lights. Great lift there.
Misha coming out now with 232.5 kilos. This is just shy of his best ever squat of 240. So depending on how this goes, he'll most likely be looking for room on that. So he was called for the soft lockout by our referees. The juries chose to not overturn that. But what they will be looking for now is that he stands up all the way at the end, I believe. He's really got to be cautious on that, make sure his standards are high. Good depth. I think he stood up all the way on that one. 2-1.
Interesting.
I think it was the knees. So unfortunately, that is a no lift there for Misha, but we have Alan coming out now, 237.5 kilos.
Yeah, I was just trying to lip read what the head ref was telling his coach there, but I couldn't quite make it out.
Alrighty, Alan. This is matching his best ever squat on his second attempt, so plenty of room for a big push here. Being coached by Chris Yip. I have to assume a Melbourne local. He's got plenty of support right next to me.
Yeah, he's definitely from Victoria.
Oh my goodness, that was beautiful.
Plenty of speed.
Did that move quicker than his opener?
It may have. His opener was fast, but that was ridiculous.
Wow. Alrighty, JP coming out next. Now, important to note that JP's best ever squat is 250, and this is 2.5 kilos above that.
Wow, that's insane.
I will also say that this is a huge jump. This is, I believe, over 20 kilos, or just under. 17.5 kilo jump. So referees just making sure that all the lifters adhere to the standards. The belt at least needs to be on the body before you get onto the platform, but the lifters can adjust that belt on the platform. So it's good to have clarification in these situations. So attempting a 2.5 kilo all-time PR. This puts a lot of pressure on Kian and Ed to have someone else here.
Sinks it into the hole.
Standard-wise, that was great. I mean, it was a huge jump, so I was expecting it to move a little bit harder. But 3 white lights, so that's a good lift.
Little shake of the head there from JP. I think he realised he slammed it in and made it a little bit harder than it needed to be, but all good nonetheless. He's on the board, 3 white lights.
Yeah.
And he is putting a massive amount of pressure on the top 2 here today.
Absolutely, he's right up there with them. So Kian coming out next with 262.5. Now, I saw Kian squat 265 in training. Moved great. So heaps of room on this, Best ever squat of 270. I assume he's going to be hunting that down today. It's a tricky game to, you want to push and beat your best and take what's there, but you can't tip the scales too hard, especially in these battles. Oh, that was beautiful.
Wow.
And that just puts the ball back on the serve here for the response of the other two. Ed is going to come out for 2.5 kilos more, 265. JP has actually put in 260 on a third. So he is still trying to stay up in this race. I still think there was room on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, Ed. Diversus representation. Also being handled by Ed. 265 kilos. This is just 7.5 off his all-time best squat. He's using his full minute here. And again, lifters do have all this time. And what I was talking about before is that some lifters' flights will be longer depending on how many lifters are in it. So it is quite smart of Ed to use every second he gets here. And with a lot of room there too.
Wow.
I think we should see a PR from him today as well. 3 white lights. But yeah, smart there from Ed, I believe. Using all the seconds you can to recover, make sure you're set up properly, but not be rushing through these attempts. Alrighty, so we are now on the 3rd attempt here. And then after these squats are finished, we'll have a 10-minute break and the girls will be back into bench press as well for everyone playing at home. Jason, 215 kilos. So a little bit of a rough start with the depth on the opener, but he's come back in strong. He just needs to do the same thing again here. I will say, only being 10 kilos below your best ever in a whole new weight class is great. It's a good push. I do think it was deeper than his opener, but we'll have to see. 2-1. There's hope.
There's hope. Let's see if they leave it alone.
It is on the opposite side to what the jury saw too, which might work in his favor. So for reference for everyone at home, the jury is sitting on the right side, front facing. Alrighty, Jared coming out next, 215 kilos. I think he knows he's coming out. Here we go.
So he was standing there and then he walked away. Here he comes.
And the jury has overruled Jason's squat, unfortunately.
Yeah, not quite deep enough there today.
Jared giving us a little bit of a smile as he sets up here, which I think is nice and refreshing to see someone having fun out there on the platform. Unfortunately, just a little bit too heavy there. But still went 2 from 3 there for Jared. Next up, we have Chad, 225 kilos. So this is still a little bit short of his all-time best, but as I mentioned, there's been many weight class changes for Chad. I don't think the data is too reliable for his best representation here. He's been a chameleon, many weight classes, many federations.
Yeah, this will only be his APA competitions, so.
Yes.
Gives us a couple of barks.
It's a beautiful grind there from Chad.
Does well.
blows everyone a kiss, say thank you.
3 white lights, that's a great lift. And goes 3 from 3 in his squats.
It's a great showing there from Chad. To be in this sport for 10 years and still be able to show up at nationals and do that is excellent. Alrighty, Misha now getting redemption on his second attempt here. Have to assume it might have been like a little bit out of position. Actually, no, this was the soft lockout here.
Yeah.
So they've opted to repeat this. So he was successful in strength, but unfortunately his lockout was not to standard to the referees. He was able to push through that pretty well. We'll see what the referees say.
Depth looks okay.
2-1, good lift.
Just gets a red on the depth, but I think he'll be okay. I think the jury will leave him alone. Let's see. Alan's out next. He's going to take 245. 7.5 above previous PB.
It looks like the jury is staying clear of Misha. Misha.
I think that's the right call there from what we could see.
He did well to clean that up then.
Yeah.
Something to be said about that too. There's a lot of doubt that goes into your head when the referees are looking at you that intently. So he's come out there for some good redemption. Alrighty, Alan, 245. Oh, I would be happy if that was my second attempt speed.
Yeah, it finally slows him down, but nothing. He still had room, I think.
2-1. I don't think it was outrageous. So I'm not sure if the jury will get involved here again. Alrighty, next up we have JP. He is attempting 260 kilos. And then Kian and Ed are both attempting 270. So there is not a lot separating these lifters.
All right. Here comes JP now. Crowd going wild.
Unfortunately, the jury did overturn Alan's squat there.
There you go.
So we just got note of that. So successful on his second attempt for an all-time PR of 252. This will be a huge add to that.
Oh.
Just rolled up his back there a bit. It's so hard to control that, especially at an all-time weight.
He got a long way out of the hole too. I thought he had it. It just shifted on him.
It's just hard when that bar's moving. That bar will control you. You will have no control of that bar if it's moving.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when we are approaching, 3.5 times body weight or something like that for these lifters. So
it's also important to note that the height of lifters will make a difference too, so it can be harder to control whether you're taller or shorter. Leverages will affect everything. Alrighty, our last two lifters for this 74 kilo squat flight here. Kian will come out first. Ed will attempt the same weight, and this is going to be a good back and forth between these two. Now, Kian's second attempt was insanely quick. I think this is a conservative approach, but probably the right approach here for him.
yeah, he has that slight advantage. I mean, on openers, he's about 17.5 ahead, so he can't afford to leave any behind here.
Not at all. Excellent.
Okay.
I do want to see if the knees were locked out. The 3 white lights, beautiful.
Yeah. I think that's a smart call too on that load selection.
100%. You just need to add and get out of the reach of the others in this case.
2.5 more, I think, would have been a risk.
100%. Alrighty, and now Ed coming out with a rebuttal here. Same weight. Let's see how we go. It's important to note that Ed has not missed a third squat. Is that?
Yeah, from the 3 comps we have on record for him.
At least in recent time, he's been very successful with his third attempts. And that comes down to coach selection as well. with room.
Yeah.
That
Wow.
was the rebuttal that Kean didn't want to see, if I'm being honest. But 3 white lights there for Ed. That is awesome lifting. All right, we're going to take a short break here. We'll be back in 10 minutes for the 57 kilo bench press flight, and shortly followed by the men's after that too.
Okay, welcome back to the bench press now. We'll have Kaina coming out first. She's going to take 72.5 for her opener.
For an opening bench in the 57 kilo class, that is insane.
It's like, what? Sorry, the whole flight is starting above 72.5. That is wild.
And just before Kaina comes out, we'll do a quick thank you to our sponsor again, City Strength, for making this meet possible. And a big thank you to all our volunteers, referees, whether you came to set up, whether you're going to help pack up. Everyone makes a difference to make these competitions run. And if you're looking to help out at home, you can register to volunteer for any meet. Any help is appreciated. So Kaina 72.5. And her best ever bench is 75, so we're already right up there. Next up will be Natalie and then Alicia to follow. Just a little bit of work off the chest, but again, there will be relatively smaller jumps in the lighter female flights. As the weights get heavier, bigger jumps can be taken. So it was a great warm-up for her next attempt there. Natalie coming out with 75 kilos. And this is what all the first milestones are for bench, the big red plates, especially in competition with the collars. The fact that this is essentially our opening weight is insane. Natalie's best ever bench previously to this was 72.5, so I'd say she's made some progress.
Yeah, I mean, to be comfortable to open 2.5 above that.
I've done that before, it's scary. Even though you know you can do it, it's still like, wow, this feels like almost illegal. All right. Really big arch here for Natalie. This is some huge bench tech, which we need for some big benches. So I believe she will not get a start command until her elbows are locked out properly. She has a relative bend in the elbow. And now for the lifters, everyone needs a fair chance to start. The elbows need to be locked out and the hips need to be touching the bench.
Gets the command just in time.
She smoked it.
Yeah. See, just waiting on the center ref. There we go, 3 whites.
3 white lights.
On the board.
Beautiful work there from Natalie to especially overcome that. Now, there's a lot of rules in the bench press, arguably more things to look at for the referees than any other lift. But the premise of this all is that the bar needs to come down, stop on the chest in control, and the referees will tell you when to then press that. But in order for that to happen, you need to be in control of the bar from the unrack.
Alicia now 77.5 for her opening attempt.
Alicia had a blinder on the squats, 3 for 3 so far.
Yeah, walked away with a 2.5 PB.
Very comfy opener there.
3 whites, good lift.
There will be a few things we encounter in this session. The referees are looking to make sure that the lifters' elbows are at least in line with their shoulder from that back point of view. So we'll do our best on this live stream to talk you through those scenarios. When they pop up, we do have the camera angles showing that as well.
Yeah, extremely technical, the bench press. There are so many rules.
Too many, Chris. Too many.
Justine now. Also taking 77.5.
It's only 2.5 kilos under her best too. This is a serious setup. A lot of intention behind this for Justine. This is a great press though.
Yeah, looks good. Yeah, a lot of lifters will have pretty elaborate setups, and that's all good as long as if you do get told to re-rack, you've got enough time to then do it again. So
she did get one red light on that one. I actually believe it was because her hips lifted up a little bit.
yeah, was the yellow card.
The jury, I don't think, is going to intervene here. They are looking, though. But next up, we have Claudia coming out. We're just having a little bit of a admin chat here, just about what's happening on the platform. Just between our referees and our spotters and loaders, we need to make sure we're all on the same page. Luckily for Claudia, she's not wearing any wrist wraps. That's the worst part. When you're waiting for your bench, and your wrist wraps are on, hands are going numb. She doesn't have that issue. She's ready to go. 77.5 for Claudia. She's been on a bench blinder recently in training. I believe she hit 85, maybe even 87 recently. So
Okay.
I think we'll see a big PB today. And the jury did not overrule Justine, so she had a good opening attempt there, no change. Good press there, but I just want to see if that was depth.
Ooh.
Center referee believes that it wasn't. So this is what we were talking about. There is a relative range of motion these lifters must achieve, and based on their own leverages, the elbow from that back point of view that we'll show you.
Overturned.
Jury has now overturned that to a no lift.
And this is the challenge for a lot of lifters who are on the line with their elbow depth. At a normal comp with no jury, they may get away with it because the side refs can't.
Now you got to pass through 2 layers of this. You've got to be up to that standard. And I think it's a great thing for Australian powerlifting, to be honest, because there's only one way to get better.
Yeah.
So rising tides, but Claudia will get another chance. She has opted to jump to 80 kilos on the second, but I don't think that'll too much of an issue for strength. It is a conservative jump for them.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Sarah coming out now. 77.5 after 3 for 3 on the squats. So we did have a little bit of a bounce on the chest there. That will just mean that she has to hold it there a bit longer for the referees to give her the press command. But they have counted that
as jumping.
As jumping the press command, unfortunately. So again, we talk about bench press. It is quite technical, but at the end of the day, you only have to do what the referees tell you to do, and waiting on the chest in control is one of those things.
Yeah, you can see on the replay there, you can just see her start to push a little and then realise. So that's okay. She'll grab that on the second for sure.
I think, like I mentioned before, it is her first nationals, so you know it's a similar situation to Jess, who's coming out now on her squat. She'll come back and have a chance to redeem herself, which Jess did.
Absolutely, Jess now with 85.
Can I just say, second ever competition, 85 is a huge bench.
Yeah, crazy, and looks like what she did in that first competition. So
yeah,
as her top, and she's opening with it here.
Ooh, it's a bit sticky there.
I think she may have went to press early as well. But she caught it in time, so that's all good.
She's on the board. There's a good chance from here Jess is just going to jump 2.5 with her coach. But look, if that's all that's there on the day, you got to play the day. It's not about what you think you can do, it's what you can do.
Absolutely. Here comes Sammy now with 85 on the bar.
She just has to back herself up here from now. It was a really short turnaround, so the men's flight being short doesn't only affect the men's, it affects the ladies. It's less rest time for them too. So it can be part of the ecosystem on the day. If there is shorter flights, everyone's going to have that little bit more of that time constraint, a little bit less recovery, a little bit more emphasis on food. There's a lot that goes into it out the back between attempts here. All right, 85, which is only 5 kilos shy of her best ever. It's a little bit of work, but don't think there'll be any issues. 3 white lights.
Yeah, she's got a long press command there. It just took a while for the bar to settle. Daisy Brooks now, she's going to open at 85.
Would we say bench is her favourite lift?
Bench definitely the stronger lift, yeah. She's got the leverages for it.
She had an absolute blinder on the squats, hitting an all-time PR as well. So keeping that momentum going, if she can make up some kilos on the bench, this actually puts her in quite the race for that podium. She'll be leading the pack here too in terms of that mid-range subtotal fight. That was a long, long press command hold, but she held that really well. No issues there. 3 white lights. No doubt for big diesel days. And now this is where Sophie's going to get her redemption here. And I mentioned to you, Sophie is a really strong bencher.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to open up on 85 as well. Best ever, 97.5. That's huge.
I do believe they've dropped her opener from what it was during squats. I believe it was 92, and she's dropped it down.
Okay.
Probably an indicator of how taxing the squats might have been. It doesn't mean she can't get back up there. They're probably just being safe now and playing the day. It's also important to note Sophie is the lightest person in this flight. She recently competed in the 52 kilo class. Coming back up for the challenge. They moved quite well.
Yeah, decent opener.
She has one of the longer range of motions in this class too, which I think is the craziest part. You can have all the arch in the world, and then just someone comes out, pushes it more, just insane. All right, we're bringing it back around to Kaina to kick off our second attempt. They've taken a 2.5 kilo jump. I think this is smart. The first, it wasn't as quick as we wanted opener. Again, the short turnaround from squats is going to have an effect on everyone. So we just want to take what's there at the moment. Yeah, as it stands, there's literally only 7.5 kilos that separates 9th and 4th.
Wow.
That is insane. That actually moved better than her opener.
Yeah, moved really well.
Look, honestly, it can be that little bit more rest time. This being a longer flight than the men, sometimes it just means you get a little bit more recovery.
Yeah, it's a long way from the back room here today, you know, all that sort of stuff. It's always hard to time that last opener.
Yeah. Alrighty, Sarah coming out. Redemption on her first here. She's opting to get a handout, so we've seen some lifters who are getting some assistance to bring the bar out, and that is perfectly within the rules and what they're allowed to do. Some lifters will self-unrack, which is when they do it themselves. So they opted to repeat from the opener. I think it's a smart call, just get one on the board. There was just so much movement on the chest there. I can see she's trying to be really controlled, and you have to commend the effort. She is really trying to hold it on the chest there, but it's just a little bit of wobbles. So she will have one more chance at this. It's not over till it's over. We've got to get behind her here. She's got a big crowd helping her too, so she'll have that support. Claudia also getting another chance at getting on the board here. Now she was overruled for depth, so we'll see if she's able to hit that touch point a little bit better. How lifters will often improve on this is they want to try and touch a bit closer towards their neck rather than down lower. The lower they go towards their belly, it's often going to be higher. And sometimes after a big squat as well, it can be hard to move the shoulders that direction. So there's just a lot that goes into it for these lifters. As you can imagine coming out there, that's probably all going through their heads as well.
The left side definitely looked okay. I'm not sure about the right. Let's see what the refs say. Good lift. She's on the board.
Jury can't touch that one, Claudia. Good job. And that's all you need. You just need to get on the board in these situations.
Yep.
Coach Alex is stoked.
Okay, Natalie now. That's going to take 80 kilos.
Now, as mentioned, this is already so much higher than her previous best. She's made some significant progress here. And to achieve that at this standard, like we're talking about here, the pressure around this meet and what these lifters are seeing and feeling right in front of us, and she is just excelling here, which is great to see.
Looks pretty good.
2-1.
Okay, blue card. Oh, maybe for soft elbows. Did see that right elbow might have been a touch soft. Let's see if the jury have a look at it.
One thing I will say, someone in the crowd was drawing attention to
I did hear the elbows.
some of the faults, which doesn't help the lifter if they're watching on the live stream. I'm sending an SOS, please. Alrighty, we have Alicia coming out now, 82.5. Very smart jump here. I think 5 kilos is well within her reach. So as mentioned, there is only 7.5 kilos separating our essentially from 10th to 4th. And Alicia is well in that pack. She's actually leading that pack though on projected. So she needs to keep making these kilos here, as she just did.
Yeah, a little bit of work there, but great attempt for the second. Probably just the 2.5 jump to the third, I'd say.
All right, Natalie did get, Natalie did get overturned. Yeah.
Okay, Justine now. 82.5.
This is over her best. Opting to use her full minute, which again, I respect. We're in a short flight here. Take the time you need to set up. Take the time to yourself. That's what it's there for. I don't think it's something utilized enough by our lifters here. That was a really controlled press. I just want to see the depth. 2-1. She actually got called for a red there because her hips moved as she pressed. And so we need to make sure that the hip contact stays with the bench throughout the whole movement. We don't want to have the hips leaving the bench because that can be considered an advantage. So we will wait and see what the jury says. Oh, they have overruled that, unfortunately. So they have given her a no lift. All right, Jess coming out now. She is going for 87.5 kilos. I think this is the smart play. We don't want to take too big a jumps here. It still gives her plenty of room to hit 90. It was a bit of a grind there, but she did get through it. We'll see what the referees say. 3 white lights. Good job, Jess. Alrighty, next up, we have Samantha coming out with 90 kilos. She's having an absolute blinder today, Samantha. Making up the kilos here will really put her in a good place to be leading the pack and hopefully take out this flight. Alrighty, we just had a notice here for the audience to just make sure everyone has a fair opportunity. Make sure no one's saying anything that would be misleading to pressing early or anything like that. But Sam coming out now, Samantha, 90 kilos, second attempt. Look, it didn't budge at all off her bar path. It was very smooth, but it was a bit of work.
Yeah.
I think there should be good with 2.5. There's not going to be another 5 there for sure, but hey, maybe that's the plan. And our final lifter, oh no, second, sorry, getting ahead of myself. We got Daisy coming out for 90, so same weight here for Daisy. Daisy also on a blinder. I think it'd be a big confidence boost to Daisy as well, just having no doubt on that from the referees on her first. She's worked really hard on making sure her bench is to standard.
I think that looks okay as well. Moves well.
She definitely has a little bit of a bias on that right side, yeah.
Gets the yellow card though.
Might have been the hips up on the right side.
See if the jury see anything.
Sometimes if that right side is higher, it means that their right side is kind of crunched in a bit, so that hip can be up. Alrighty, to close off our second attempt here, Sophie's going to come out with 90 kilos also. So she's taking a 5 kilo jump here. We're just waiting to see if the jury overrules Daisy.
No, so far they haven't, and they're already back looking at the live action, so I think it's fine.
No, I think Daisy is all good on that one. Alrighty. Sophie, 90 kilos, 5 kilo jump here.
Wow.
I think that moved better than an opener.
It did.
And like I said, she's actually the lightest lifter here today. She has come up from a lighter weight class. She just did a huge cut at the end of last year, and I think she was between the two. She wasn't sure which one she wanted to commit to. As you can imagine, doing that big of a cut, it's a full-time job.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It impacts every aspect of your life.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's got long arms for someone with such a
She
massive bench press as well. So
that's what I mean. She's out here working double time. Alrighty, so we're going to loop back around to the third attempts now. So Kaina's coming back out. After Kaina, we have Sarah, and we'll get some support for Sarah on this one coming up after Kaina. She just needs to get one on the board. Kaina been very conservative with her jumps here, just 2.5 kilos. And like I said, for these lighter lifters, that's sometimes all they need. They just want to warm up to the next. I think she's got it. Yeah, beautiful work there, Kaina.
yeah, she does really well.
Look, 2.5 kilo bench PR on the hardest platform here with the jury. That's all you can ask for right now. 3 white lights. All right, Sarah, everyone at home, we just want you to get behind Sarah if you can. She just needs to get one on the board. She's worked really hard to get here. She looks calm and composed, and I think that's a good sign. She knows that she can do this weight. She intended to open with it. I assume she's done this multiple times. She's just got to trust herself, trust her technique. It's a tricky position to be in, Chris. What we're looking for here is control on the chest.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, Sarah, you can't fault your effort. You came out here and gave it your all. She'll still get an opportunity to come finish her deadlifts, but unfortunately, that means she is removed from contention of this competition.
Yeah. Just couldn't quite get that stable touch and started the press before the command.
And it's so hard to come back from that too.
Yeah.
Like, I've missed an opener before, and even in my head, it's like, man, I need to be my best self, and you just let those thoughts run rampant. But yeah, Sarah, good effort there. You'll get a chance to come out and deadlift too. We have Justine, who is repeating because the jury overturned her second attempt, and that was for hip lift. So she had a little bit of the hips coming off when she pressed. The strength wasn't an issue on the last one, so she just needs to repeat this with a little bit less hip movement, and I think we should be good to go. I think the hip stayed down on that one. It looked a lot more compact, is a good word for that. Less loose. There you go, no doubt on that one.
Yeah, that one was perfect.
She's killing it. She's out there self-coaching too. I have to give some credit to Justine here. It is not an easy task to be by yourself at these things, and she's doing an absolutely amazing job. Even with the first-time jury in Australia, she's out here doing it by herself. Claudia ready to have some fun now with her third bench press. This is 82.5 for an equal all-time PR. Coming back from her opener, which was overruled, but she's an experienced lifter. She knows what to do. She got her redemption. Now it's time to have fun on the thirds. I actually think that touch looked better. They did hold her there, but it worked to her advantage. I don't know if you saw that. She actually ended up sitting into that right side a bit more.
Oh, a little, yeah, butt lift.
She got called for both.
Depth from the center and butt lift from the two sides, unfortunately.
Well, she gave it a crack.
Yeah. Only leaves 2.5, so done well. Came back from the elbow depth call on the opener. Gets to second. Just narrowly misses the third. Okay, we've got Natalie Jenner now coming out for 82.5.
So she did opt to stay up despite the jury overruling her second. I believe if the attempt card is in and the jury overrules, you get an opportunity to reattempt the same weight. Because sometimes timeline-wise, we want to give the lifters a fair chance. After Natalie, we'll have Alicia and Jess. Look, she stuck through that, but I don't think that right elbow was locked out.
Kind of locked and then unlocked a little.
Yeah, she got called for downward movement from the middle and then the soft elbows on the right side, which was the side that we saw dip. So, yeah, look, the premise of this all is you really just need to be in control at all parts of this bench press. Where it looks like it's moving or you're not in control, the referees will see that. Alrighty, so Alicia coming out. She so far is 5 for 5, looking to go 6 for 6. And like I mentioned, we're starting to see some of these lifters drop off, losing some kilos here. Alicia is leading this subtotal pack around that 7.5 kilo difference, so she really needs this to help set her up for deads. It's funny because all their deadlifts are around the same as well. 10 kilos separating them. It's just insane. These girls are truly a rising tide in standards and lifts. She did have a little bit of a dip on the chest there. Now, there's a few things that could happen here. It could be good with the grind, but her hips lift up a little bit. And also, when she did get stuck, the bar came down slightly.
Yeah.
So she just lost control of that bar path, unfortunately. But look, it's only 2.5 kilos off what she did on the second. You can't be mad at that. You've taken what you can for the day.
Yeah, so on forecasts, yeah, only the 10 kilos between 4th and 8th.
Yeah,
still.
It's insane. This is going to be a big battle here. Now Jess coming out for a third. She's going for 90, so they've played the conservative route here from the openers, which is good. Not too greedy. Jess has also got a really long range of motion too. Unfortunately, it's a little bit too heavy. You can kind of see with the longer range of motion where the legs kind of give all they can and then the arms are going to take over. You can kind of pinpoint that moment. Alrighty, we're going to wrap up here with Samantha, Daisy, and Sophie in that order. Samantha coming out first. Samantha taking a 2.5 kilo jump. Like we mentioned, this is the smart play. Spotter's just making sure there's not a build-up on the pad there, making sure the lifters all stick to it the same. And this will really just solidify another 2.5 that's going to pull her away from the pack here. Look, I think that was always going to be expected. Her 90 was a bit of work.
Yeah.
It's a coin flip when you take that 2.5. You're really just trying to see if it's there in the first place sometimes. But look, great day so far still for Samantha. She's got to rest up. She's got a big pull. She has the biggest deadlift opener here.
Daisy Brooks now.
Big Diesel, 92.5. This is an all-time PR attempt. Her best ever before this was 90. And so far having a really good day. I went out the back to get some snacks in that break that we had, and she was fired up. And there's something to be said about that confidence. You know, when you're feeling good on the day, it actually goes into how well you lift. So let's see it. Come on, Daisy. Again, see, these girls are taking smart jumps, 2.5. That's all you can do at the end of the day, but it is a coin flip. But again, you can't be mad when you take a 2.5 kilo jump. You've literally done as much as you can on the day.
That's it.
Nothing in reserve. Can be the smart play in these situations too for some of these lifters in the battles, because then you know you're not leaving any kilos on the table. So you're kind of taking that third attempt as a second, and then you're like, okay, well, I know that if I do have something now, it's just all for the game.
Yeah, and these lifters that are battling for podium, they're not here for PRs. They need to play the smart game.
Now, this is where Sophie's going to make up some of those kilos from the squat. This will match her recent best bench pressing competition, which is closer to the body weight she's at now.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's good for it. I'm just making sure the hips didn't lift up too much.
Let's see. No, solid as a rock.
3 white lights, and she really needed that to stay in the competition. She knows that bench is her lift, that she does it. She executed. That's all you can ask for at this competition.
Absolutely.
No, we're switching back around to the 74 kilo men's flight. Again, we'll go through the same process. Opening attempt, second attempt, third attempt.
JP will be out first. He's going to take 125.
I will note that JP is definitely a notorious deadlifter, and that often means to bench being a little bit harder. But he's still out here. He does take big jumps. He's one of the lifters here. Again, he knows his body really well, and he knows not to open too close to where his top end is for the day. He wants to give himself that opportunity to find it. All right, we have JP, Jared, and Jason in that order coming out. It's really close to the press command, but I actually think it's a skill. There's 2 to 1. We'll see if the jury intervenes with this one. I don't think they are. They're just giving handler Alex Hayes the nod that it's all good. So we have Jared coming out next with 132.5. His best is 147, so we'll see if he takes some jumps here up towards that. We then have Jason and Misha in that order. I do have to say, relative to the girls as well here, the boys have some monster bench presses in this class. After Jason, everyone is over 160.
Wow. That's wild for the 74s.
Yeah. Very clean attempt there.
Yeah, and I guess with most of the pack approaching the 700 mark, they kind of need a bench press up around that mark to get anywhere close to that. So
yeah.
Okay, Jason now, he's going to take 140.
So recently with the weight class change, Jason's best bench press is 152. Jason training out at SPC in Sydney. That is a little bit of work that you'd want for an opener. I will say, and sometimes the weight cut can affect lifters. I know he had to cut weight back down here. But 3 white lights, he's on the board. And I think that's a really important note, is that you just get that first one out of the way.
That's it. Get a feel for the bench, foot position, all that sort of stuff, and you can kind of dial it in a bit more for the second.
100%. So Misha coming out now, and this is what we're talking about from here. Every bench press is over 160 kilos or over 162, which is insane. You know when you just see people and they look like they can bench press?
Yeah.
That's Misha. He's got some triceps on him.
Yeah, that's an upper body.
Always find it funny. I think with squats and dead, you can get away with not looking like you squat and dead, but with bench, you definitely look like you bench.
Yeah, you need some muscle fiber.
It's changing for squats, though. We're definitely seeing some bigger frames for squats. No. Nice and controlled there. Not the fastest bench press, but again, not everyone lifts as fast as possible. They have called him for slight downward movement, I believe, in the blue light.
Could be soft elbows or up and down for the blue card. So let's see what the jury think.
I believe it would have been. I didn't see any downward, so it must have been the elbows. Anyway, we have Alan coming out now, 162, so same weight. We're just waiting to see what the jury says for Misha, but I think they've given coach the all clear to go up.
I think so.
And then after Alan, we'll have Kian, Edward, and then Chad. That can be the hard part of dropping down a bit quicker on bench press too. You do have to regain that control, and the referees are waiting for that to happen. So work for him there. It still was quite an easy press.
Yeah. Kian now.
Mr. Leader of the pack.
Yeah. Yeah, 167 here for him.
Not far off his best bench, 177. That must have been an Australian record at some point. Don't know if it's still the Australian record in 74s. It might be.
Not sure.
Quite an easy press. He's quite a shaky lifter though.
Yeah.
It's not always indicative of how the strength is going to be if someone is shaking.
Ooh, all good. Thought the butt might have come up there, but it's all good. He gets the 3 white lights.
He's definitely testing the limits on these new rules. I will say that.
It was only for a microsecond, so refs didn't see it. It's all good.
All right, Ed's coming out. Same weight. These boys have been neck and neck all session. Now, I did get some inside information out the back again. Ed was upset that he left too many kilos on that squat, and we both said that it was quite easy.
Yeah.
So he knows that now he's going to try and find the tank here on the other lifts.
Try and rev out the bench. Yeah, I think he easily had another 5 on that last squat. But again,
you have to play the smart game.
That's it.
You'd rather want more than wish you didn't.
Yeah.
It looked like he slipped a little bit, and I think that's where that stick came in the middle. But he seems happy with it.
And at the end of the day now, our world's team's chosen on Carpino, not placing.
Yes. So it is important that you make the biggest total possible now, because it is now going to be the best lifters, period. Our qualifying system is trying to help raise the standard here. And as you can see, again, we've spoken about just what we're seeing in front of us here with these lifters and the numbers that they're hitting. We're seeing it. I would have to say the most shredded lifter here, Chad. You know, I was talking about that bench conversation. It's also Chad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fridge walked in.
Yeah, it's wild how big some of these 74s are.
It's a little bit sticky, I won't lie. It probably didn't move the way he wanted it to either. But he is on the board.
Yeah. Not sure how much he's got left there for the third, but...
Right, we're wrapping back around to JP, 132.5. It's actually only 5 kilos off his best ever bench too. He's on a bit of a blinder today, to be honest. He's most likely looking at Misha and Alan right now, trying his best to secure third place.
Yeah.
So I do think that Kian and Ed will most likely be at the head of this battle, and then there'll be a battle for third, which is always fun, and I think that's we still get the pro of nationals having that fight and having that contention. But yeah, as we mentioned, the Carpino is now like making an emphasis that you need to be your best lifter on the platform. You can't get sucked into those battles too much, especially if your ranking is going to be higher. Right, 3 white lights there for JP, no issues with that.
Yeah, he smoked that.
Yep.
Yeah, and only 12.5 kilos separating third to fifth on the projections at the moment.
Yeah.
So that third place is anyone's game.
Just making sure that the carpet is clean there for our lifters. We want to make sure that no one's slipping, everyone gets a fair chance. We want everyone to be at their strongest here. Jared been having some fun this session, which I really like to see. Like, we're talking about serious battles and everything like that, but especially if it's your first nationals, lap it up. This is such an experience to have these facilities open for you and to compete at this level.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, nationals and worlds, like sometimes you're so in the moment that you forget to just take a moment and actually go, shit, I'm like 100%. On this platform, you know,
and who knows if you get that chance again.
Exactly.
You know, nothing's guaranteed. I know at my first international, I didn't enjoy it as much as I should have.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Jared, that was no issues with that. That looked like an opener, to be honest, so plenty of room there. I reckon he'll have a chance to get close to that all-time bench based off that. Jason jumping up 5 kilos here. Now, his first was a little bit of work, and this is still a 5 kilo jump from that. We'll see how he goes here. Could have just been nerves on the first, we'll see. It actually moved about the same as the opener.
Yeah.
Just got to muscle through it, Jason. That's all you can do. 2 to 1. I would say maybe a little bit of hip lift.
Yeah, interesting from the center ref to
See
give
what
the yellow.
Jury thinks of that. We're just waiting for them to give the coach the nod.
The yellow could be for a command, which obviously the jury's not going to be able to make a ruling on.
I will say that he did press kind of as soon as she said press. It was... but I don't think the jury's got anything to say on that.
No.
They seem to be all good there. Benny will be happy at that, watching it at home. Shout out to Benny. All right, Misha coming out, 167.5. Oh no, they have overruled that. They have. If it was a command, can the jury?
I mean, they can, but not sure how.
Yeah.
Misha now. Oh, grinds through.
Still in a lot of control there. Just make sure his elbows were locked. He did get called on that. But 3 white lights for Misha.
Yeah, maybe there was a butt lift or a foot movement that we didn't see. Yeah, problem with the yellow card, it can mean so many things in bench. So
it's everything but. It's the default card.
Anyway, the jury confirmed it, so all good. Alan now jumped up to 170. Still about 12.5 below his all-time best.
That was great. 3 white lights there for Alan. Alrighty, so Kian coming out now, 175 kilos. This will be just shy of his all-time best bench of 177. So yeah, as mentioned, his best bench ever is 177. Only 2 kilos shy of that here. He did push through. There's a little bit of room on that, but it was also a little bit of work. It wasn't easy. There was a bit of hip lift, though, he was called for.
Yeah, gets that yellow card. Will the jury
The jury's been quite involved with that, so we'll have to see. It's crazy. Nothing's guaranteed.
The jury has the 2 angles. They have the perfect front-on angle for elbow depth, and they've got a really nice side angle where if there's any butt lift at all, they'll see it. So let's see here. Edward now, 175.
So good seeing these guys just go neck and neck, same weight. It's literally just table tennis.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it early, but I think the jury has stayed out of Kian's. They are looking at something, but they might just be talking. We're so in the dark over here. We need a live stream link to them. It's quite comfortable for Ed.
Yeah,
I've seen him grind a lot harder bench press. Yeah, look, they would have timed out for the jury on Kian, so he's in the safe. They've only opted to take 2.5 kilos more, so just secure an all-time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get that 0.5 chip, still goes a long way. Chad coming out. He's opted to jump 7.5 from the opener.
Looks like 2.5 above his previous best as well.
That was excellent.
Yeah.
That shocked me.
There.
I shouldn't be shocked. Oh.
Yeah, but just hovering above the bench there. Back to the top of the flight now with JP coming back out. He's going to take 140.
This is an all-time BR for him. So, you know, for someone who's been in the sport for closer to 15 years, to get 2 all-time PR chances on the same day is very rare. This just goes to show where he's at the moment, and actually makes it quite exciting for deadlifts. He is quite a big puller, and in his recent comp he did in Ballarat, he actually attempted a 305 kilo deadlift. So I don't think anything's safe, especially if this extra couple of kilos here. My goodness, that is a sight to see there. And a milestone lift too. That's the big 140. He wants this real bad.
Yeah, the 3 wheels in the commercial gym.
We'll have to see what the jury says though. It is 2-1. Look, they let Kian go. They're clearly being very objective with their reviews. They're not doing it to everyone. They're making sure everyone gets a fair chance, fair review. Next up we have Jason. So Jason's reattempting 145. He actually got this on his second, but jury overruled it. Unfortunately, the jury did overrule JP's bench. It's tough, man. It's tough to watch. All right, Jason, redemption here. He had the strength for this. He's just got to make sure he waits for those commands. Come on, Jason. Yeah, no doubt on that. Good job, Jason.
Moves it very well. Jared coming out now. He's got 145 as well. Just 2.5 below his best ever.
Still in line with his most recent comp, which I think is a good showing. Chad has opted to go for the national record on his third. Coming up last. Don't think he's too bothered by the jury. That was a great bench.
Yeah. Nice and smooth.
I can tell coach is a bit upset. He saved the gas for the third. That's all right. Alrighty, so Misha coming out now. He's opted to jump 2.5. I think that's the best play. It was a little bit sticky on his second attempt. This is only just shy of his most recent attempt to 172. All these lifters to get here had to go through a qualifying process. So within the last 12 months, they've at least done one competition. You cannot fault that effort there, Misha. You gave that literally everything.
For a long time until he eventually lost his feet.
Yeah. It's just that the body just gave out on him. He was ready to go until they couldn't.
And yeah, all the lifters here today, you had to place in the top 12 within Australia to get an invite in your weight class.
Right, this is the fun ends of the flight here. They've opted to take a 2.5 kilo jump. They're playing it so safe. This goes to show this is a fragile ecosystem here. Just because you're in front, it doesn't mean that you'll stay there.
No, when they're going to be probably jumping 15 to 20 kilos in their deads, and he's only got a 15 kilo lead. He can't afford to leave any behind. So
Yeah.
grabbing this extra 2.5 is super important.
It helps you make the deadlift attempt be more accurate, essentially.
Yeah.
I think also after having a jury concern, you just want to make sure you get it. Wow.
Well, right call anyway.
And this is where Ed needs to step up. The same weight is going to be attempted by Ed. Oh no, Alan first. Alan's taking some huge jumps here. He just gapped so many people, I just missed the order.
Yeah, 7.5 kilo jump, which is consistent with his first, but we've seen so many others had to drop to a 2.5 to 5 kilo
Yep.
in that third.
His second was great though.
Yeah.
So this will keep him in third place. He's in this race with JP on his tail. That was an excellent bench press there. He really needed those kilos to 3 white lights.
Very clean.
Alrighty, so now this is Ed, his rebuttal to Kian.
And bar is loaded. Let's go, Ed. Big third attempt. Come on, let's go.
So currently Keen and Ed both equal. This will let Ed carry a little lead into the bench press event.
Ed is also lighter too, so
Yeah.
Ed just needs to keep matching. One thing at a time though, he really just has to get this.
Absolutely.
Being a coach himself, he knows this. It's one of those things you have to separate as a dual coach and athlete. Separate what you know is happening in front of you and focus on what you need to do.
Oh, wow.
We just need to see if the hips stay down. I won't lie, I did see a little bit. Good man,
Yep.
Ed.
Replay looks clean as. So,
That is going to make a big difference coming to the pools, and he
Yeah.
really needed that. He's behind on the pools. Keenan has a little bit of a stronger pool, but let's give Chad his flowers here. He's coming out to attempt a national record bench press. So he did actually get his second attempt strength-wise, but unfortunately it was overruled by the jury.
And the bar is loaded for Chad. Let's go, Chad.
This is an Australian record in the under 74 kilo class. It's our first record of the flight actually, which is very exciting. So what the refs are going to be looking for here is making sure that he keeps his hips in contact with the bench. A bit too heavy there for Chad. Look, you got to give it a crack in these situations. Alrighty,
Okay.
so we are going to have another 10-minute break. We are going to be back with the 57 class with deads, and the men will shortly follow after that. So we'll see you in a little bit.
The final lift is the deadlift. This is an exciting lift to watch, and the competition lead may change several times throughout. To perform a deadlift, the bar is simply lifted straight from the ground. Once complete, the athlete receives the down command, returning the bar to the floor. A good lift is awarded where knees, hips, and shoulders are locked. There was no downward movement of the bar. The thighs did not support the bar during the lift. The bar remained in the hands until it is in contact with the platform. Pay particular attention to ambitious attempt selections during this lift, as athletes and handlers push their total to secure their placing in the competition.
Hey, drop.
Here we go. Here comes Steph busting out the dance move. That's that, yes. Yep.
That was great. 3-1 lights.
Locks it in. A big move.
3-1 lights for Adam Jones. Adam Jones making sure everybody knows who is the king of knock.
Gotta represent. Chase a chick. Never chase a bitch. Mask on. Put the mask on. Mask on. Put the mask on. Percocet. Miley Percocet. Chase a chick. Never chase a bitch. 2 cups. Toast on with the game. From full stop to a whole nother man. Out the box. I'm a living proof.
All right, we are back for the deadlift session here. Under 57s, Claudia will bring us out. She's going to open on 145. Nice easy opener there for Claudia. Of Alicia, she's going to come out with 150 for her opening attempt. Best ever of 165, so not too far below that.
All right, we're going to do our best here to explain the 10 kilo variance between 9 lifters. It'll be a fun session.
Yeah, it is so close.
No, she's got the timer coming down, but nope, she's fired up. She's coming out. Not an intentional use of the minute, but a use of it no less.
Thankfully, deadlift setups are normally fairly quick.
Yep. Look at shaky at the top. I've not seen that before. It was like a shimmy.
She did just run from the back room, so she's...
That is true. She was amped up.
Heart rate might have been way up there.
Alrighty, that was the 3 white lights there, so good lift there for Natalie. Next up, we have Sarah, then Daisy, then Jessica.
Yep. So Natalie, she's going to take 150 here.
Beautiful attempt there.
Yeah, very snappy.
Compared to the data that we got here of her best, like she's really in form. You can't ask more than that coming to a national level meet and just bringing this package. All right, so Sarah's going to come out with 152.5. Now her best ever is 162, so it's only just off that here. That was a great attempt there. Let's see what the referees say. 3 white lights. Well done, Sarah. So Daisy coming out now. So what will happen here with Daisy's opening attempt? This is projected to put her into 3rd place and actually secure the 400 total on the opening dead.
Yeah, previous best total 405, so that's well within range on her second if she's successful in this opener.
Just showing how well like the 2 lifts can stack up. It might not seem like a big jump or 2.5, 5 on your best, but when you look at it as a total, it's a big amount when it all comes together. After Daisy, we'll have Jess and Justine.
Grips and rips.
That was a great pull. 3 wire lights.
Yeah, very quick.
So that locks her into 400 and currently in 3rd place. Second is going to be Sophie, projected on deadlift openers, and our 1st place is Samantha. I personally think Samantha is a little bit out of reach, if I'm being honest. 20 kilo gap between her and Sophie, and I just think for a lighter class, that is a lot.
Yeah, it's a big ask.
Comparative to the men's class, where they usually have bigger lifts, bigger jumps, that gap can close a little bit easier. But Jess, that seemed like a great lift there. 3 white lights.
Yeah, great opener for Jess. Justine next, and she's going to take 157.5. PB is 170.
Again, she's having a great day. Like I said, I really need to give her flowers about self-coaching at this thing. I'm impressed as a coach and as an athlete, to be honest. That was a beautiful attempt. Good mix of sumo and conventional here. Traditionally, we would see a lot of sumo lifters in the lighter weight classes, but the girls are holding it down. I don't have a favorite, but it's conventional. All right, so kind of coming out with a 160. After Kaina will be Samantha and Sophie. So this distance now is 17.5 between our 4th place and 9th place.
Wow.
But I think Kaina has the potential to really climb up the ranks here with a big pull.
Yeah, well, she's got a lot more in the tank there. That was very quick.
I've seen her hit 170 and 175 a couple times in training.
Okay.
So Samantha coming out now, 170. So nothing's free or easy in this. Samantha has to make sure she gets this, but I do think that it will be the thing that sets her apart here and really helps take the pressure off that first place race. She can just have some fun after this once she locks it in.
Yeah, she locks us in, locks in the 422.5, and that gives her a fairly commanding lead.
Yeah. But best ever deadlift is also 180, and we're opening on 170. She's well informed today.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, way more in the tank. Locks in the 422.5.
And there you go. 3 white lights. All right, Sophie's going to come out now, 175. And as we mentioned, once Sophie locks us in, there'll be still a 20-kilo jump. So we start to see a few battles here form. I do think that we're going to see Daisy and Sophie go at it here. This will give Sophie 402. Daisy has 400. They did make her hold it, but she didn't have any issues with that. Grip was secure. I think they just wanted to make sure her hips got through.
Yeah.
3 white lights.
Looks good for Sophie there.
It's a little bit of a breakdown for those at home. Deadlift's a lot more easy. Bar goes up. Just make sure it doesn't dip back down and make sure you hold it at the top without it loosening out of your hands, shoulders unrolling. Like the premise of this has all been, just be in control of what's happening in front of you, and the referees will give you that command to come down. So we're going to go into second attempts now. Claudia.
And this is going to be the challenge for the lifters here now. Deadlift moves very quickly.
Yep.
We're already back to the top of the flight.
Especially when these girls are similar weights. It's very easy for the spotters and loaders to be efficient, which is great that they're doing that. After Claudia, we'll have Alicia and Sarah in that order. And can happily say everyone got their first lift on the board, which is what we want to see at these comps. All right, Claudia, 155 kilos, 10-kilo jump here from her opening attempt. She's good for a grind. I will say I've seen this with Claudia a few times, so there's definitely room on that for her. 3 white lights, good lift.
Yeah, they're still pretty quick off the floor. I think she's got a little bit
Yeah.
A little bit more in the tank there.
She's got the spine to back it up, mate. I've seen it. She's good for a 10-second grind. I know she's going to give us one. She's keen to make up some kilos here, so good
Alicia
job.
now, 160 on the bar for her second attempt.
That's only 5 kilos off her best ever too. I think Alicia's having an absolute blinder of a day.
Great second attempt. 3 white lights for Alicia.
So that puts Alicia in 4th place. And so we're kind of separating these ranks here with between Daisy and Sophie going into battle. Alicia is now leading that next pack. She is only currently 15 behind Daisy, but Daisy still has to do a second attempt.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Sarah coming out here, 162.5. This will equal her best ever deadlift. And that was a great attempt. No issues with that one. 3 white lights.
Brooks now, 165, 10 kilo jump. This will be her equal best.
So this will push her total to 410. Sophie, based on her second attempt, is also opting to do the same total, but Sophie is lighter. So Sophie has that advantage of pulling after and just matching where Daisy is at. So all you can do at this position is, like what she's just done there, make lifts, get the kilos.
Slows at lockout though. Not sure how much more she's going to have for that third.
It's 3 white lights anyway.
Yeah, it's a good lift. And a 410 total, so adds 5 kilos to her previous best.
I can only speak from where I'm at. What I would do in this situation is just take the minimum jump here. You just want to tip Sophie over the edge. Daisy still has a chance to watch how Sophie's second moves. We do have a chance to change our third deadlift attempts. Traditionally, you'd only get to put your 1 in and that's it. But for your final deadlift, you can change it up to 2 times. And that allows for a bit more gameplay and seeing what's going on here. All right, Natalie, 165, which is equal to her best all-time deadlift.
Wow.
Just like that. She actually got a little bit of a speed wobble at the top there. We'll see if the referees are going to count that as up, down, one call.
It's fine.
Yeah. Look, we'll see what the jury says.
Well, they gave her a yellow card, which
That might have been a mistake.
normally only calls, so. Anyway, that's all good. Let's see if the jury do anything.
All right, Justine coming out 167.5, just shy on her 170 best all time. If I had to guess, she's gone for the 3 reds today. That would be the goal.
Yeah, big milestone.
There's many milestones. I think
There is.
we're talking about 140 is a milestone. 150 is also a milestone. Any round number. There's definitely a bit of room on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
3 white lights there for Justine. It's got to help her, just knowing that there's no doubt. This jury stuff is complicated, so now she can just lock in what she feels she has.
Exactly.
I can see her thinking that everything's churning in her head. All right, Kana, 172.5. So this is equal to her best ever deadlift. She's definitely hit in and around this at training. I expect to see this move. That was a really nice attempt.
Yeah, moved about the same as the opener. Good lockout, 3 white lights. Jess will come out now. She's going to take the same weight, 172.5.
This is an enormous jump. This is a 15-kilo jump.
And will equal her best ever.
To remind you, this is Jess's second comp ever. Truthfully, it went really well for a 15-kilo jump for a 57-kilo lifter.
If you look at her first comp stats there, she jumped 15 kilos there as well. So
Yeah.
probably something she does in training.
Yeah.
She's used to it.
All right, so Sophie, who is now trying to pull to lock herself into second and match where Daisy is at, but beat her on body weight. So we have a few metrics to measure the success of a competition. Obviously, most weight lifted is typically the winner, but when it comes down to tied weights, the body weight is the separator. We have more stuff to separate, but I really can't be bothered explaining that.
No.
Too niche. All right, Sophie, 182.5 to get that second place back off Daisy, and she does it.
Excellent.
Now it's tricky here for JSOF and the Perth crew handling Daisy. You watch that and you think, what are you going to do now? Like, do you put the minimum and just kind of expect someone to be tired at the end of this? We're moving fast, we're moving quick.
Yeah.
You really don't have many cards to play except for doing what Daisy can do.
And look, Sophie looks like she's got plenty more in the tank. Daisy was probably pretty close to the top end.
Say 2 to 5 in that range.
Yeah, I mean they've got a placeholder in of 7.5.
So you can see they made a move there for Daisy as well. We're seeing an attempt change, so we're going to see a few attempt changes here. We're not going to call out too much until the lifter comes out.
Yep.
But Samantha now coming out for what I would call a victory lap.
If she cements this, she's got it in the bag.
It's a 5-kilo all-time PR attempt, and the referees say 2 to 1, good lift. I believe it was shoulders called it lockout there from the side referee.
Okay, let's
So
see
we'll
what
see
the refs
what
have to say about
the
it.
jury says. And then we are going to bring it back around to the third attempt here. So Claudia will be kicking us off just shy of her best ever deadlift. We're doing 160. For Samantha, I'm not seeing much movement from the jury.
No.
I think it's safe. No, she's taking a 5-kilo jump. I think this is safe. Like I said, she's good for a grind. She loves the grind, to be honest. Come on, Claudia, let's leave it all out there. 160 kilos. She sticks it through.
You see a little dip.
Oh, 2 to 1.
Good lift, yeah.
So the jury's going to review that. Just at that lockout part, it's hard when the knees lock because then you've got to kind of catch it with your back.
Kind of looked like it stalled, but I'm not sure it dipped. So let's see. They may leave it alone.
Alrighty, so Alicia's going to come out here, and she's trying to move up the rankings slightly. She's just shy of that 400-kilo milestone, but this will put her at 392.5 total. And you can see coming up later, they actually opted to change Daisy's to a 5-kilo jump, which is what we spoke about.
Yeah. Yep.
You really can't do much, but just bank on what your lifter can do.
Yeah, and given
I just
Sophie's
got
the
word
lighter
that
lifter.
the jury overruled Claudia's attempt, so there was a downward motion.
Okay. Yeah, Daisy's got a hit now and hope that Sophie misses, but given Sophie's opting for the heavier weight, she will have a chance to drop it back down if Daisy misses as well, so it's going to be some gameplay.
All right,
Alicia
Alicia, finishing off the day, 167.5 kilos. Beautiful.
Wow.
3 white lights there. Good job, Alicia.
Yeah, great lift. 2.5 kilo PB for her. Okay, and we're back to Daisy already.
So this is huge. This is going to most likely set second and third place depending on the outcome of this lift.
Yeah.
This will give her a chance to stay in it. If she gets it, Sophie will have to answer. But Daisy's got to get this first. This is really what we live for with powerlifting, though. Like these last pulls for your goals and PRs, and it's everything for Daisy. This is entirely a PR performance of the day. She's going to grind through it the best that she can. She just needs to stick with it. She needs to keep the hips through.
Just stuck on the thighs.
Unfortunately, that is...
Oh, just not quite.
The referee decided that she wasn't going to get through on that. They gave her the down command. But look, it's still not secure because there's still going to be some lifters trying to come up here.
Would be a big spread to cover though, but Justine would have to load another 7.5. Here comes Sarah now. Sarah's going to take 170 as well.
Sarah looking to finish the day off strong with 170. Huge, huge lift here for a 57 kilo lifter. Come on, give it everything, Sarah. Unfortunately, just a little bit too heavy today. But Sarah should be commended. Awesome to come back out there, finish the day off strong, and that's what it's all about. All right, Natalie coming out 175 kilos. After Natalie, we will have Jess and Justine. Like I mentioned, it's hard because Justine might not see this being self-handled, like she's only focusing on what she can do, but it's not too far to stretch for the podium here.
Although Justine's already locked in a 12.5 kilo jump.
Yeah.
She would need another 7.5. That would be a big ask.
Yeah. Look, we've seen stranger things happen.
Oh,
for
absolutely.
Sure. I try not to discount this stuff anymore.
No.
I've seen some stuff.
After Sam Forsberg a couple of years
Exactly who
ago,
I was thinking about, mate. What they say, too far behind.
To come from 5th to 1st or whatever it was.
60 kilo gap, mate. You've seen it all these days. All right, Natalie, 175 kilos. This is well above her all-time PR. This is a 10 kilo PR. Just make sure that the shoulders are locked out. That's the only thing.
Yeah, looks okay on the side angle.
3 white lights. Well done, Natalie. All right, Jess going for 177.5. So this will lock Jess into 7th place. Justine's looking to jump from 6th to 4th. And so right now, Justine can't go less than 6th. So she's really looking to try and climb up the ranks here. Let's finish off the day strong, Jess. Let's go. Oh.
Ooh.
That was a wild attempt there. She really just gave it everything.
Yeah, knees just locked really early on her. It kind of threw her backwards onto the heels, but she managed to stay with it and then just lost grip a little bit later, unfortunately.
But first nationals, Jess, we're proud of you.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, Justine, 180 kilos, so this is huge, 10 kilo deadlift PR.
Yeah.
They said jumping up the places to 4th.
Big jump, big jump.
She can't do anything less than 6 right now, so, I mean, have a crack, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is what we're here for.
Just to get her over the 400 kilo mark as well.
It's so huge. she's nailed that.
Well,
She has absolutely nailed that.
she knows her lift.
Justine, I'm your new biggest fan.
Yeah,
3 white lights
that was absolute perfect attempt selection
by herself.
by herself.
Can I just add, Justine, I'm your new biggest fan if you hear this.
And I think that's locked her into 4th and the 402.5 total.
Currently sitting on 392.382.5. Bar is loaded. Let's go, Kana. Car's loaded.
All right, kind of now she's going to come out for 185. Big PB for her if successful.
Yeah, this is absolutely huge placing jump. 8 to 6. So tight here. It's well over 3 times body weight deadlift too. Unfortunately, just a little bit too much. You will see there's a big difference between the sumo and conventional. Like, sumo's really there till it's not. These combi lifters are just giving it a hard crack.
Yeah.
That's the game.
Yeah, it's one of those misconceptions. Everyone thinks sumo's easier, and like
So much skill.
it is at the bottom end, but
Yeah.
it gets hard really, really quick.
Yep.
And there's no recovering. Conventional, you can grind it out. Sumo, you're out of position, it's done.
Yeah. So another victory lap here for Samantha. I think it's a big jump considering the second and considering how the speed of this day. But in saying that, she's absolutely shown up here.
Oh, it's only the 2.5, so
Oh, sorry, I thought
Yeah.
she did 180 for a
No,
second. No. Okay, no, this is perfect then. Ignore me, everyone. Ah, that grip just gave out, unfortunately.
that's it pretty close.
Sammy is your open under 57 kilo national champion. She's going around giving the refs a thank you, thanking the spotters as well. That's superstar performance there, Sammy. Congratulations. There's not much that Sophie can do here except try and go for the national deadlift record. She's locked in second already. It's not going anywhere. And she wants this record. I believe this is the record from her fellow teammate, Abby Wallace.
Yeah.
So
Abby took it off
Abby
Christy.
so Abby took it off Christine at SBD Cup previously this year, or last year in October. Sophie at that same competition actually moved down to the 52 kilo weight class, and now she's back up. She's somewhere in between. I wouldn't say she's back up. She's smack bang in the middle at 94 kilo, not 94, 54 kilos. But going now for the national record against her teammate.
Let's go, Gubby. Let's go, Gubby.
193.5 kilos. This is insane. This. My goodness.
Oh, no.
And it's just the grip there. Hey, Sophie, that was a proper crack at it. You should be so proud of yourself. So, order for that podium there was first place Samantha, second place Sophie, third place Daisy. And it came down to smart game day there from Jack to be able to lock that in. But all the lifters there, congratulations. You should be so proud of yourself. And we're going to switch it over to the men's now. Finishing off the tight battle here for the under 74 kilo male class. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, kind of tight field there in the middle of the pack. You have JP trying to reach from 4th into third with some big deadlift jumps.
Yep.
Misha right there as well. And then Alan and Kian just sitting at the top. Only 17.5 separating them based on their openers.
Yeah, Ed and Kian, not Alan. Yeah,
Sorry, yes.
it's all right, big day. You would not believe how big of a day it is.
Okay, we are away.
At Chad, 220 kilo opener. You know, in his 10 years of powerlifting, I've never not seen him wear that pink belt. It's been there from the start.
Getting his money's worth.
100%. Smooth attempt there. A soft lockout call there. I think it might have been the hips.
Yeah.
We'll see what the jury says, but Jared's going to come out next, same weight. After Jared, we have Misha and Jason. So should we expect to see some big jumps here from Jared? Best deadlift is 255. It's not unheard of for the deadlifts to be, 15, 20 kilo jumps between attempts. Very easy work there for him.
Yeah, great opener. Looks like it takes normally about 12.5 kilo jump to the second, but yeah, definitely a fair way down off his best. Not sure if he's come down from the higher weight class or
Possible.
dealing with a little injury maybe.
Misha now 250, which is very close to his top end. We have a couple now doing 250 in a row, so it'll be Misha and Jason, and then Alan after Jason will be doing 255.
Bar is loaded for Misha, let's go.
Misha's done pretty well here. He's gone 4 for 6 so far. Just missing his third attempts, but look, you're at the national stage. You're trying to get the best placing possible, maximize your lifts best you can. That was a great deadlift. He's had some soft lockout calls on every other lift, but that to me looks the most convincing out of his 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
So good job there, Misha. Jason coming out same weight next.
Bar is loaded for Jason, let's go.
His best deadlift is 282.5, but again, I assume that is going to be a higher weight class. I do have prior knowledge of his cutting. That was easy work there for Jason.
Yeah, very convincing lockout. Gets the 3 white lights.
All right, next up is Alan, 255 kilos.
Coach just asking for a bar clean before his attempt. After Alan, we will have Ed down 255, JP 277.5, and Beyond 275. Like I said, Beyond, massive deadlifter.
Make sure the bar is clean here. The coaches get a chance to ask the referees to clean the bar. They don't have to say yes. It can be to the discretion of how the bar looks and the state of it. The bar will get cleaned between the rounds of the first, second, and third attempts. However, on the thirds, it will be cleaned every time. All right, Alan, 255 kilos. Very easy. He almost lost it at the top.
Yeah.
Mr. Drifter, what happened? So quick. And refs did catch that. They did say yellow, not blue.
Yeah.
Which is... Zach, do you know what you're talking about?
Yellow from the side.
Let's see if the jury gets involved on that one. But we do have Ed coming up next, 255.
Jury doesn't seem to be paying too much attention.
No. I'm with you on that one. The yellow's too hard to decipher.
I'm trying to remember other than calls what it means.
Yeah. All right, let's see Ed here, 255. So we've spoken about the battle here between him and Kian. They just need to get these lifts on. There's going to be big jumps. I'm not going to try and predict where it lands yet. Essentially, these are just warm-ups to what is yet to come. Beautiful attempt there. Look, that was comfortable. That's what you
Yep.
want to see an opener look like, a second last warm-up look at.
Yep, and JP up next. He's going to take 267.5.
So you can see these jump averages increase a lot for JP.
Yeah.
He's very refined in his process of knowing how to find his top end. Look, I had a chat to him out the back after the bench. I said to him, 140 is 140, mate. You'll be happy with it regardless, and put a smile on his face. Actually, a beltless deadlifter, I think the only one of this session, might be the only one of the weekend.
Mm.
Very easy there.
Yeah, so easy. And so, yeah, it won't be unexpected to see a 20 kilo jump here to his second attempt.
Yeah. All right, Kian coming out now. Rounding out this flight with 275. So how this plays out now is Kian will lock in a 720 kilo total. Ed's already predicted this, and they have put in their second attempt to match that and obviously win on body weight. So now the game just comes that Kian can really not miss. This is what it comes down to. And we saw this with Daisy and Sophie. Whoever pulls first really has that option too.
Also puts that little bit of pressure and a little bit of doubt in the back of Kian and his coach's mind.
There's
as well.
no space here at all.
No space.
But he makes light work of that. If there's any sort of rebuttal to see, it's that. He's very confident with it too. Three white lights.
Yeah, looks great.
But again, the same way we spoke about, there's no room for Key in there now. They have the option to really just put the pressure on Ed.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, we're going to bring it back around to our second attempt, starting 240. We've got Jared. Chad will be after Jared, and then Misha.
This session is absolutely flying.
Yes. Like I said, this catches up to you. It's catching up to me right now. So much happening.
Okay, Jared now, 240, 20 kilo jump here.
So I told you, big jumps are
Yeah,
happening.
big jumps. That's where it's at.
Change of comp strategy this time around. It's good to see. So for reference for people at home, especially if you're training at the gym, this 8-minute flight essentially means if you're training, you don't have time to talk to your friends. You have time to load your next set and get back into it. That's what these guys are doing their best ever weights at, which is just incredible. 3 white lights there for Jared. Hopefully another 20 kilo jump to get him over his all time.
Yeah, and it's important for these lifters that have international aspirations as well to train to that speed, because if they make it to prime time at Worlds, it's an 8-person flight. It's going to move
You're
this
always
quickly.
going to have this speed here.
Plus you have the professional spotting and loading team as well, so it's even
Exactly.
quicker.
Things only get more efficient. Alrighty, Chad, 242.5. So he was called for a soft lockout in the first one. To me, that looked great.
Yeah, second looks great.
They called him for up-down motion. I do think sometimes with the early knee lock for these sumo lifters, it does tend to pull that bar forward. I can see where it's perceived as having a bit of a motion of the bar. So we'll see what the jury says. In the meantime, Misha, 270. This is well over his best. 2.5 kilo PR in a second.
Jury looks like they're shaking their heads, so should be okay. They're back focused on the current deadlift now, so all good. Two and a half kilo
no
PB
change there
attempt
for
here.
Chad.
Yeah. Wow.
Beautiful.
Moves really well for a 2.5 kilo PB.
Yeah, now we can just have some fun with the thirds. Alrighty, so next up we have Jason, who's opted to take a 20 kilo jump as well. He's matching Misha here. Jason's really fought back from a lot this session in terms of just referees, calls. I think it goes to show that the experienced lifters can come back and get into anything here. You can't let one call earlier ruin your whole day. That was a great attempt.
Yeah, looks solid.
Let's say there's still 7.5 to 10 on that. There's definitely a little bit of room.
Yeah, moves well off the floor, so I think he's definitely got a fair bit of room.
Alrighty, so Ed coming out now, 272.5. As I mentioned to you, this is to match what Kian locked in on his first attempt. So now they're kind of just matching what happened prior in the hopes that something might happen. You just have to lock this in. You have to give yourself the best opportunity. Ed is lighter, so that is another advantage that he has. He only needs to match. He doesn't need to chip. So this will give him 720, which is already a 10 kilo total PR. It was a good attempt. I don't know how much more is going to be on that. But in this situation, Ed is a fierce competitor, and I don't know what zone he's going to tap into mentally.
Yeah.
I can't even fathom, because I know Ed personally, he is here to win, and that is the one goal. So,
And interesting that he typically takes 20 kilo jumps on his third. So
he will tap into that zone if he needs to. But we have Alan coming out now, 280 kilos. This is to put him into third place. 695. It's a little bit sticky at the lockout. I don't know if the shoulders got all the way through there. There's a little bit of a speed wobble again.
Oh no, on the side looks okay. Bit hard, yeah, from the front kind of looked a bit soft, but on the side all good, 3 white lights.
Alrighty, JP coming out next, 287.5. So just like clockwork, that 20 kilo jump coming in. This is actually his best deadlift. So 285 is his best recent times. 287.5 here for JP.
Wow.
Beautiful attempt. The attempt that I watched at his qualifying comp with the 300 plus, I can't remember the exact one. It was close though. It wasn't a hard miss. So I think we should see another big jump here. Okay. So Kian going now for 292.5. This is to just say, Ed, stay away from me. This is what this is for. He wants to stop this right now.
Wow.
This is such a good attempt. He's just showing up here every single time with a rebuttal to Ed. This is exactly what a battle is for.
Yeah, he has so much more in the tank.
So as it stands now, before we go into the third attempts, we have Kian in first place, we have Ed in second, and then we have Alan in third, JP in fourth.
If JP hits though and Alan misses, it will put him 2.5 ahead of
Yes.
Alan and push him onto the podium. So still anyone's game there. Kian with a fairly commanding lead now though.
Yeah. So what's interesting too is that the chips now on the deadlift attempts may affect JP if Kian gets it.
Ah, interesting.
All right, Chad coming out now. So far 2 for 2 on the deads. He's jumped 10 here for 252.5. I mean, he held that really well at the top. I don't know how much more convincing he needed to be for that.
Yeah, shoulders are back, hips are through. I think we'll be okay. Yep.
3 whites. For the first time this session, 3 whites for Chad. Good stuff. Jared, 260.
20-kilo jump. Currently sitting in 8th, and this will, pretty sure, leave him in 8th.
Yeah, it keeps him there. But he is going to go for that 5-kilo all-time deadlift PR.
Absolutely.
And goes without saying that that's all obviously what we come here for. Like, we talk about the placings, we talk about everything going on here, but just being able to come and do your best performance ever, such an underrated thing at Nationals. Gave it a crack there. Unfortunately, too heavy for Jared, but hey, Nationals is the place to leave it all out there.
Absolutely.
So Misha coming out, 277.5. I think 7.5 is a smart jump here. His second wasn't hard. 7.5 is also that plus 270. So, you know, we're talking about having to repeat that load again.
Yeah, and he was already above his personal best on the second attempt.
Yeah, can't complain. This is 10 kilos PR for the deads.
Interestingly as well, if he hits, it will push him just ahead of JP into 4th. So then if JP misses,
yeah,
he will move up that place.
So it chips him up. It is a little bit more than what JP did. So I can't say, I think they're going to empty the tank here. I don't think it is for the placing race.
No.
But unfortunately, nothing left. This short flight is going to catch up to these guys. A little bit of love there to the referees. Okay, so this is one of the most important lifts of this flight here right now. This is the only person that can really contend, Kian. 277.5 kilos. Oh, they've actually decided to... Oh, wait, never mind. The maths has dropped and changed.
Yeah.
They dropped the attempt.
Yeah, this will push him to 725 if successful.
So this might lead into that conversation we were having about Carpino. It's like now you just have to have your best day possible. Ed at this point is the only lifter in both the male and female session that made every single attempt.
Mm-hmm.
And so he just needs to put on his best performance and try and get this invite to Worlds.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what he's done. That's all you can do in this situation. Do your best performance here. Ed being 2-1 there. It was shoulders at the lockout, I believe. We'll see what the jury says.
Sort of looked okay on the replay there. I think that should be okay. They're looking at it though.
But yeah, that leads into that conversation we had before. It does make it interesting. You know, it might have been fun to see him scrap it out, but truthfully, I don't think he had too much more in him after that too. So maybe it's making people be smart, get bigger totals. All right, Jason is going to come out next with 280 kilos on the bar. 10-kilo jump. No, the jury has kept Ed's lift there. So I believe as it stands, Ed would secure second place with that.
Yeah.
Kian is in first. And now the battle for third is on. Unfortunately, just too heavy there for Jason.
Yeah, absolutely stuck to the floor there for Jason.
I'm telling you, these short flights, no joke.
Super fast.
All right, so Alan now, he is trying to not only get the 700 kilo total, 705 I should say, but he's really trying to extend that third place battle. This is probably this is the only placing that's not safe now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, just needs to lock it in. As long as, if he misses, JP could move in.
Yeah. It's a 10-kilo jump. It's not outlandish at all. I think he's done it.
Look pretty safe from here.
Yeah. 3 white lights, no doubt there from the referees. What an awesome day, Alan. Well done. Alrighty, so Kian dropped his deadlift back down. Initially we had a 311. He's dropped down to 305.5. That's going to give him 750.5, which is well over 10 times body weight total.
Yeah, insane.
And arguably one of the strongest performers we'll see this weekend. So he's already locked in first place. This is just for all the marbles, for all the PRs, all the records.
Yeah, interesting to see what GLs he's got projected for that one.
Yeah. And after Kian, we still have one more lift with JP as well. This will put him at 108 GL.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Not without noting that Ed is 106 and Alan is actually 103 as well. So multiple lifters going over the 100 in this session.
It's insane.
Let alone over close to 105, 106. What an excellent attempt there.
Looks pretty good.
3 white lights. No doubt there from Kian. Takes a moment to himself on that one. I think it's well deserved, truthfully. That was an insane performance there, and that actually pushed his GL up to 110, which I think is above current leader Kana. If I'm not mistaken, that might have been intentional with the 305.5.
To check. What's Leo and Stephen Day's? It's up there.
Not 110.
Not 110? No. There you go.
Okay, so JP had initially put in 305.5. That gets bumped up to 306 because we want a record attempt here. It can't be the same as Kian.
Oh, yes, because that record was just hit. That chip's no longer valid. So he has to go up another half kilo.
I just say, like, he's had an insane performance today. For someone who's been in the sport for so long to hit multiple PRs on the same day, like, you think about how long people have been lifting, and he's done triple, quadruple their timelines of powerlifting careers. And he's still coming out and hitting PRs here. This is a special moment.
He'll also be one of the older lifters in the flight as well. And he looks like he's had fun doing it.
He loves this. You can't be in it for 15 years and not love what you do, man. This is just insane to see. He deserves all his flowers here. 306 kilos for JP, finishing off the day.
Oh, wow.
And he's done it.
Wow.
That is absolutely incredible. Referees 2-1.
And on the replay, those elbows, those shoulders look fine. I don't think that'll be a problem.
We have to wait and see. We do have to wait and see with the jury. It's just part of the day. But I don't want that to ruin the special moment. Like I said, seeing someone at all-time strength, close to 15 years in the sport, that should not be understated. We'll see what the jury says. They're giving a nod of approval. All good, thumbs up.
There we go. New national record for JP, 306 kilos. Insane.
Thank you very much for joining us here on the live stream. That was the under 57 and under 74 kilo class. We should mention that our first place winner was Kian there in the 74s. Second place was Ed. Third place was Alan. And then to recap on our women's flight as well, first place was Sam, second place was Sophie, third place was Daisy. Thank you for joining us here on the live stream. We're going to have multiple sessions here all weekend, so if you want to tune in and support, that would mean a lot. And we'll catch you at the next one.